Hello and good evening, everybody. This is another episode of Time Out with WomenOpreneurs. It's about spilling the secrets of amazing entrepreneurs who are women and doing some pretty awesome work in their life. And this is today we have with us Mrs. Himangi, Arora Mishra. Welcome, Mrs. Himangi.
Namaskar. Thank you so very much, Dr. Azeeza, for inviting me on this show. It is such an amazing feeling to be here. Thank you so
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you so much. And Mrs. Himangi is an educationist. She is a reformer, advocate of self-reliant youth, professional host. She has done some amazing work with the Circle of Legend space and the summit that she was part of hosting and the advisory team. And she's also a teacher's trainer. She's the founder of Nirmukatam, right? Foundation, the chairperson of Nirmukta World School and managing director of SWABHIMAN NGO. We're going to hear a lot about that. She's got a whole lot of accolades as being the mentor and abundance mindset coach with more than 12 years of experience in the education sector. So we're going to speak more about her and learn more about her, of all the amazing work she does. So let's take it on, Ms. Himangi. Tell us where you're from and why do you like where you are at right now?
Okay, so as you are aware of India, I am from India. I am in the North India, in the city of Ghaziabad, and I definitely love it because I'm basically from Lucknow, another city in North India, which is the capital of Uttar Pradesh. And I am now in Ghaziabad, and this is like 50-50 duration. Okay, so for 15 years of my life, I was in Lucknow, and 15 years now I am in Ghaziabad. So I am like balanced now. Okay, so and why I love it, because I am in the triangular space. I am 5 kilometers from Delhi, 5 kilometers from maybe Faridabad, and we enter the boundary for Haryana. I am the part of UP. So there are three states merging together in one place, and the entire crowd from all over the India comes here in Delhi. So I live in the best epitome place where you can find out the diversity. I'm of all of them: South Indians, North Indians, Northeast, Western part of India. I can see all the cultures and the diversity I am living in. I love that.
Fantastic. And this is really something that we want to learn more. That's why we have this segment, to hear so many different places and so much of beauty in all around the world, not to forget here in India, where everybody is raising from. So wonderful. So I'm going to get into the most important question about your truth and how you have been working your life, right? So you want to share with us, as we learn about your challenges, what are the different areas of your life you have faced challenges? Is it just business or is it just relationships? Have you faced any challenges to start with?
Dr. Azeeza, I was 5 when I lost my dad. So that was the first challenge, I think, that came in front of me, because I am the elder one and we are 2 sisters. So we were left with 3 women in the house. Okay. So, and my mother's decision was to bring up both of the girls together without any family member getting involved. So that was her stake, that I will bring both of our girls together, but not, under the umbrella of a family calling or something. And that was a very firm decision of hers, to which she was very clear that the circumstances of the others will always be different from yours. I never got that statement, which I got somewhere when I got 16. So it took me 10 years to understand that one statement, how the circumstances are different.
Mm.
Okay, so that was the first challenge. And by the time I was 15, we had to take a very prominent decision to shift from a city where I was born, brought up, and everything to another city which was totally a different place altogether. So there we shifted, and from there my journey started because at the age of 15, I decided that I am at the stage in my family where I have to take up the responsibility
Mm.
and I have to support my mother in every possible way. So right from taking care of her dress and things, making preparing food, when she comes back home she should be okay because she needs energy to work when
Mm.
she's out. And
Yes.
we were all in a we were at that very time in 2004 when we reached Ghaziabad. And just to remind, Ghaziabad is considered to be the criminal prone area in the world even, so but uh, by God's grace I am in love with the city. That's what I told. Why? Because of the diversity and because I find myself to be really blessed to meet and greet good people in my life.
Yes.
So I had this very clear notion right from the beginning to whatever journey I had. I saw, and what challenges I saw the extreme financial crunch. I
Mm-hmm.
saw the extreme, uh, you know, um, dual roads to be there and decide one path in life when it comes to career. Then I had to take a decision what career I am supposed to opt for at the age of just 18, because I actually want to grow in that very domain and I had very limited resources. Then obviously not being surrounded by any male person, so there were a lot of other challenges. Taking care of my own self, restricting my own aura, creating that glass wall around where people should not be, you know they should not find me very much isolated, but they should know their limitations as well. There were situations, so maintaining that, all those challenges were there. But by God's grace, that wisdom or that wit was always there, that this is a milestone. Once I have crossed it, I was a different person altogether. So when I came from Lucknow, I was a very pampered and very secure child. Here it was an open ground and we were all alone, walking on our own paths. So that was like where I found, okay, I'm a different person now. I'm so secured. So the city which was known to be really insecure for
Mm.
girls, I was driving scooty and moving around on the roads late at night at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and coming back home working. So I have faced all those challenges. Yes, relationship, heartbreak, everything that could have happened. Everything went off, but it was the faith that this is a milestone. Once it is crossed, I will be strengthened. So I always give this example of a potter who keeps on testing the mud until and unless it is shaped and is strengthened. So I always, felt this, that whenever I come across a challenge, it is just God's testing me. Am I strengthened enough to take another level of responsibility or not?
Yes.
So, so I generally don't say I am done with the challenge. I say, okay, what's next coming in? Let's see.
I think that is really inspiration because you definitely look really young, and to have gone through what you've gone through and stand for other youths, because that's what I see you doing, really vibrant in the TCOL, with Darshanji's work. You have been like spearheading and really being an advisory in that space. You have done some amazing contribution to, moderate and work with
So
to
that
create
is that is
awareness.
that is a part which I would like to say. I was the youngest vice principal. I worked as a vice principal. I was the youngest head of operations with the chain of free schools. I
Wow.
I I got my company registered at the age of 31, and by the time I got my company registered, the entire NGO work and the things and the practical projects are already done. So it's like And I have been blessed to be into the education of ECCE and elementary learning.
Wow.
So I think that is the reason I am found to be, this vibrant, because I am always surrounded by kids, always. Some
Hmm.
way or the other, I'm always in touch with kids, and I think that is the best of the blessing.
I think that is where, the more you are working with children, the more useful you are. So I think that is also one of your secrets, and you have moved on to do quite a bit of stuff in your life. Can I ask you, when it comes to breakthrough, if let's say so many challenges you've gone through, what is the topmost breakthrough that you had that you felt like, wow, I just did that and it's kind of taking me to a whole new level? What would that be? It could
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
It
It
could
could
be
be.
something. It could be something really bad, or it could be something so powerful. It could be either way, right? So some people say they get breakthroughs like when they go through an accident, or then they found themselves like all of these. And it could be something really positive that you have taken on a new journey. Somebody showed up in your life to show you the next level of growth. It could be anything.
Okay, so this is the first time I am sharing it on this public forum.
Whoa. That's
And
it. That's it. That's it. I was going to ask you, has this been shared before? So that is about spilling the secret of these awesome
yes.
entrepreneurs. Give it, take
So,
it on, bring it on, bring it on.
so this is the first time because somebody never asked this, Um, I have always lived a dual journey. Personal and professional was always parallelly going. I take that as that way only. So it was year 2014, rather 15, I must say. So major breakthroughs happened simultaneously in my personal and professional life. Obviously, the personal life's breakthrough was the reason to take up the professional decision or the professional breakthrough. As I told that I started very early. I started working into the education, into the school when I was just 17 years old. So I was not even 12th pass when I took my first job into the school, and I was appointed as the receptionist. Okay. And in 2014, in 2015, I was serving as the vice principal of the K-12 school. Uh, in that very time span, I, took that leap of my professional growth. In between, everything happened, and in 2015, February 9th was the day when the person whom I was in relationship from past 6 years, he got married. So the day when he got married, so in India, there's a ritual that the fairas and things happen at night. I had that hope that it will not happen. I had that faith that it cannot happen till 1 p.m. when 1 a.m. at night. That today is marriage, but it will not happen, and next day we will be together. That kind of faith I had in that very relationship. But I saw that journey happening, that thing coming in, but I was not able to believe. I had that faith in my relationship that nothing will happen, and it will just pass. And that very moment, I was the very next day when I knew that this has already happened. So that very day, I woke up, and for 2 hours I was just quiet. I didn't cry. Nothing was there. I was literally numb. And I remember that very weird thing that happened. And that was like only a teardrop came from my eye, just one tear. And I was in front of my, the deity. I believe in Sai Baba, and I'm the follower. And I was like, if I think I get it, and this I have been practicing. I had noticed. I just think about it, and it happens.
Hmm.
And I have been asking for it since last 5 years, and it has gone. So that means it was poison. So I am not, thinking of something else, but the fact that it was poison and it was not given to me, because I am your dearest daughter. And
Mm.
thank you so very much for letting me overcome this. And that very month, I took in the month of March, I completed the session in the school. And then I went ahead and I joined a corporate, because since last 10 years or 8 years, I was into the school system, which is altogether different. And I took a altogether new profile where I
Wow.
had to start from scratch. And then I started working as the head of operations. And I was just out of that very, trauma, and I consumed all that emotion in the work I was doing. And
Mm.
from there I evolved, and I evolved like this, the way I am in front of you.
Wow. Wow.
So, so I think 2015, February 9th can be a date which can be marked as a breakthrough. And I am so thankful to you that now I can say this movement is the breakthrough, that I can talk about it and I can overcome it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's never like, sharing your success and your learning experiences that gives us our power. And you are sharing it in such a beautiful way. And I think congratulations on your breakthroughs. And I'm sure, you have made it really big and you have a very big heart because we were just talking about all these social entrepreneurship and social projects that you are running. I want to just ask you, when it comes to this kind of social work, I'm going to ask you that same question we were talking about because you had very important point. So people are always either after money or fame when it comes to social work, and then but they know what they go into social services. There is no money there, but there is fame there. That's why people go into that, or at least that's a misconception or concept that many people have. So what have you got to say about it? So is it safe? I mean, is it correct to go into social entrepreneurship or social work without paying people or on volunteer basis? How safe is it? How solid do you think it can
Okay. So, because it is getting documented, I would like to take a minute and just reframe so that no confusion should happen. So I'll start with a simple question, you know, and I'm asking to all those who are listening to this, that if you have two kids, and one is just 10 years old and another is 16 years old, you just come back home with two bags full of grocery. One bag is of 10 kg, another is of 5 kg. Which bag will be given to whom, according to you? Dr. Aziza, tell me.
So the heavier one with the older child and younger one will get the lighter one.
Right?
Normally, yes.
Normal, right? So, if you, as a human being, have this much of sense of allocating the work according to the capability and enability of your two children, can we question the Almighty One? So, if any of the thought or the work has been given to you, or you are becoming a resource to that very work, because I always say this, it is not by me, it is through me that is happening.
That's right.
So that means God has chosen me for this work. I am definitely enabled for the I have that potential. And if he wants me to do it on a level where there will be 10 people, then I'll have that much resource. If he wants me to enable and empower 1,000, then definitely I will be given the power to actually cater whatever is required. This faith is the basis. One, then we are talking about people who are into social works, they have good intentions or something. So faith is required. As I said, I have always taken the milestones, the challenges as milestones, that this is done now, coming, something coming. So I'll get more power to from that. So the second is to be thankful that I got, okay, I have a project in which I have to put in 10,000 bucks. I received it. because that was supposed to be completed and accomplished, and for that I was chosen. If it, definitely things will happen according to that. So, solutions and plannings should not be misunderstood by the worries that we come across. And worry is only when we are doubting our intentions and the things happening. So, this is one part. Second thing is, people get confused when it comes to charity and social work. When we talk about social work, when we do charity, it is said in our culture कि दाएं हाथ को भी पता नहीं हो कि बाएं हाथ क्या दे रहा है.
Okay, you want to retranslate
So
that?
जब, okay, so it's like the right hand should not know what the left hand is doing when we are talking about charity. Okay, so let's say we want to give some food to somebody, then obviously we should not be put, bragging about it. But if I want an organization to be built so that thousands of people can be given the food, so either I have to be a king, or else I have to gather the people who have a king heart, so that few drops together can fill that glass. So we have to understand that creating an organization and bringing that change, we need the accumulation of money, power, resource as human resources. Whosoever seeks about it, we should talk about it. People get confused because they are more cautious about the judgments they people will think about. When you're talking about social work, you are talking about the mindsets of the people. So, I personally believe a person who is into the social work should definitely not be bothered about what the other person is thinking. If I am building an organization which I intend to, create for the organization, for the society, I definitely have to meet the demands. But yes, it is not for the fulfillment of my bank accounts. It should not be that way. It should be a genuine work on ground. For that, if you need to cross a barricade, in some or the other way, one should find the ways. And the worst part is, people think everything about this, but they don't think about how can they get the resource, because there is abundance of resource. The
Yes.
only thing that is lacking is awareness. If you're not aware about the policies, or these schemes that are being given by the government, by the companies, by the people who are already there, they're looking forward to the execution task force, but they don't have people, and the people who are looking for the projects, they don't know the projects. So there has to be a clear connect, and for that, if you really want to serve the society, you need to update yourself, you need to enable yourself by educating yourself. So I think the only solution to this problem is educate yourself.
That's right. That's right. And I think that's very important because when we are educating ourselves, we become more aware and conscious about what's needed, what's not needed. I think you're going in a very, very important direction that we need to educate people with, especially when it comes to social work in terms of adding value to humanity. When our heart is focused, and I just love the idea of, what Almighty has given us. It is our clarity that we should not doubt His direction for us and really set forth in that journey and take on
Yes.
whatever that's happening in a way. So we are, just divinely guided. I just love that. So as we round off today's session, I want to ask you, what is your advice or your words of wisdom that you like to share with women entrepreneurs that you can empower them?
Okay, so this is a very simple thing. I will put it in just, uh, you know, uh, two ways. One, a simple message. A woman is an empowered woman when she becomes a wow man. So a woman has to be a wow man if she wants to get to become the woman of substance. Okay. So now, how wow man? One, there should be somebody telling you for your work, wow man, you did a good job. Second, you should be able to empower and create the wow man. So we as women have the responsibility to take good care of the sons, brothers, husbands, fathers when we talk about empowering the society, bringing the team in. So we need to understand the teamwork in the family, out of the family. Second, you should keep doing something where you can applaud yourself and you say, wow man, I did it. So we need to thrive for this. This is one part. Second is the power of 4 E's. If you just write down women empowerment on a paper, you'll find 4 E's into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first is enable yourself, that is, educate yourself. Embrace, embrace the failures, embrace the distractions, embrace the criticism, embrace the doubts, you know, embrace the determination. So just keep embracing everything and keep learning out of it. And then, of course, empower yourself by simply being resilient. There is no harm being dheet. पहले मुझे लगता था, earlier I used to think that my mother always used to say, तुम बहुत ढीठ हो. you know you you're a very very chikna ghada, or these kind of words were used for me, but now today I say thank god I am deed, otherwise I would have died long back. you know so just be resilient, keep bouncing back. The more you fall and the more you get back, you are more powerful. you know so whether it is about the grass or about your muscles or about your energies, once you fall and come back, you are more powerful. And lastly, excel. Please excel. Excelling is a responsibility. It is not a choice or a, what do you call it, a privilege. It is the responsibility to be the one who can be considered in the society as a person who's a resource. It is the responsibility of every woman to go to that extent where she becomes a resource. So one should excel. It's a responsibility. If we start thinking in this way, trust me, 50% of the world is women, and the world can be run by the women who can create wow man, and at the end they can vouch and they can say wow man, I did it. So I think this is the message that I have.
Very powerful and definitely a very, very important message for all women, the 4 E's, that we can work on ourselves to make it a success for ourselves, our family, and our loved ones. Thank you so much, Ms. Himangi, for your valuable time. Himangi ji, you are just awesome. So much of energy, so much of vibrations that, full of positivity. We wish you all the best and look forward to having you in our other shows.
Thank you so very much. Namaskar.
Namaskar.